Hello, my name is Michael O'Keefe, aka The Movie Wist. If you enjoy this interview and want to hear more top-notch film industry conversations, please press the thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell to stay in the know. So, hello, Alex Williams. I'm going to screw up some names. Michele Aseltine?
Yep.
And Hewitt-Drakulic.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I was struggling with those. So, hello, good morning to you guys, first of all. And please give us an elevator pitch to your film, Hellmington.
An elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Pretend this is a really long elevator ride.
Oh, okay.
It's about a detective that goes back to her hometown when her father suffers a fatal accident and finds out that his last words was the name of a high school classmate of hers that went missing 9 years earlier. And so she tries to now figure out, while she's in this town, how her father's death and her friend's disappearance are linked. So it's kind of like a mystery horror thriller. But it really kind of lends more to the psychological edge, more so than kind of like gore.
Interesting. So this is screening here in Ottawa at the Digi60 Festival, Day 2. What does this festival mean to you guys personally?
Well, the Digi60 Festival is a really great influence for me because when I was in school, it allowed for a platform for me to test out, things that I wanted to do that necessarily couldn't do at school. So I have a long history with Digi60, and so does Michele. Mm-hmm. And then when I met Jay, we all kind of teamed up together, and Digi60 became a kind of a testing ground for us as partners. So it meant a lot for us to be able to screen our first feature at the Digi60 Film Festival, and I believe it's the first feature film that's ever been screened there. So that's also huge for us.
That's pretty interesting. How far back have you guys known each other, rather?
So we met probably about 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were working at the same place, and yeah, we kind of struck up a kind of serendipitous conversation and realized that we were both, aspiring filmmakers. Alex had made a few shorts up until that point, and we realized that our kind of our aesthetics and our creative kind of impulses really aligned well with each other. And so from there, we just started with our first short, which aired at Digi, our first short, Language. Did pretty well. We then went on to Doc and then kept making more and more projects together. And then, ended up getting the feature film greenlit with Michele. And, it's been a wild ride ever since.
Okay. So, Alex and Jay, you guys co-directed this film, Hellmington. How do you guys, how did you divide the responsibilities? Who did what?
Well, that's a question that we actually got a lot, even in the pre-production phase. But Jay and I naturally work well together because we always just phrase it, it's just more interesting when both of us are involved. Like, I like Jay's point of view, he likes my point of view, so it naturally fell into these areas. I like to form shots. Jay really focuses on lighting and color and production design. I like to focus on how it's going to cut together afterwards. So we very naturally took on the things that we were interested in, and it was just another way for us to find out that we've meshed well together. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Michele, what kind of notes did you give these guys?
So many notes. Oh my God, no.
Be better.
Oh no.
No, for this process, and we've been working together for a number of years. I think this process, us going through the competition, I think we are all had such a positive and collaborative energy towards the film. I think that's one of the reasons why it's so successful, and there were a lot of changes, a lot of revisions, but a lot of the times from the writing room, all of our collaborative, energies really complemented it. And I think with the idea in mind of us just what's the best content that we can put up on screen and what's going to do the best for the film was our main focus, and I think that pushed us through.
Okay, so Digi60 is great for beginners, really. It's a great start. You're kind of kicking around. You want to make a movie, but it's a lofty ambition. So, what do you say to these aspiring or beginner filmmakers to take your Digi60 short? Maybe it doesn't even win any awards. What do you do with your Digi60 short to leverage that to make power moves in the industry?
Oh, well. Yeah, so I think there's a couple things that we could say with that. I think a big piece of advice for aspiring filmmakers, especially making shorts, is really develop a style while you're making these shorts, and you can then leverage into an aesthetic or a style that you can then make for a feature. I think, it's funny. I was talking to a couple of students at my college, and they're all kind of really scared about kind of being themselves and kind of like, maybe making a short horror film that's a little weird or a little this or a little that. And really that's the time to be experimenting, to really discover who you are as a filmmaker, not so much trying to be other filmmakers, but trying to figure out who you are as a filmmaker, and then really leveraging your creative edge into, getting a feature film project greenlit.
And I think also to add to Jim's point, to be a filmmaker, you have to keep creating constantly. Keep creating, whether it's, you on the weekend with your friends or whether it's a short that you're funding, because people want to see content. And if you aren't making it and you're not showcasing it for people to see, you won't be able to have that acknowledgement. You just need to create stuff.
And to add on that point, I think the Dig 60 Film Festival is a perfect place, like both Jim Michele said, to try out new stuff. You have no excuse. If you're a filmmaker in Ottawa, there's no reason why you shouldn't be participating in the Dig 60. And I don't think just beginners should be utilizing the Dig 60 Film Festival. I think everyone should just go and try something new. It's an amazing festival. It allows you to really have freedom, but it also challenges you to stick to a certain point, like how they always give you a theme. I think that it's a great opportunity to test out new material and to really challenge yourself to keep thinking in what can I do that's new.
All right, that's interesting stuff. That's really good advice. I think our listeners will like that. When one makes projects, it's all about kind of the current market as well. You got to understand genre films being made in Canada at the moment. So, who are some other Canadian genre filmmakers or other horror directors, maybe from the States or Europe or Asia or wherever? Who were you guys watching before you made this movie?
Well, in terms of Canadians, I think I can say Bruce McDonald, David Cronenberg.
Nice.
Really were big influences for me in terms of this being in Canada. Directors that we were watching at the time, I hate to say it's super cliche, but David Fincher was a big inspiration for us with making a procedural kind of cop horror film kind of thing. But yeah, Stuart Gordon, George Romero, a lot of the old horror kind of greats from the 80s.
Ari Aster, the director of Hereditary, I think summed it up best with new filmmakers that are breaking into horror, is that horror used to be, and Jay actually always used to say this to me, horror used to be something that was very complex and it was only tackled by, great filmmakers. And I think horror in the modern times has slowly drifted into this jump scare kind of mentality. And the movie Hereditary for me was like a perfect return to that. It was like watching William Friedkin when he was 30 years old making Hereditary. Like Ari Aster, his movie Hereditary reminded me of Friedkin's Exorcist, him at that age. So I think that there's a lot of, and especially like Jordan Peele with Get Out, there's a lot of wicked new horror filmmakers, and Mike Flanagan I think is killing it right now.
Oh yeah, Mike Flanagan and Ben Wheatley are two directors. Ben Wheatley for me was a huge inspiration going into Hellmington with Kill List, especially as a film. The tone to that movie I found really, inspirational to kind of make something bleaker, but that's still entertaining and watchable. But yeah, kind of filmmakers like that. True Detective Season 1 had just come out at the time too, so that was a really big kind of influence on us as storytellers, trying to tell more of a kind of cerebral mystery, not so much one that's based only in shock value,
Cool. Yeah, well, that's all the good stuff. A bit of old, bit of new. And I like it's a point well taken that the masters used to do horror, like Stanley Kubrick or William Friedkin.
Exactly.
It's not this, and I really personally hate when people say, "Oh, that's a smart horror movie," not just like a regular one. It's like, it's like a class distinction.
Absolutely, and the problem with that though is that people kind of, in the 80s, there was just this kind of like de-evolution of horror films into, and a lot of my favorite horror films are from the 80s, but a lot of it just came down to more of these schlocky films that were being made. So there became this kind of mentality of, it's good for a horror film. Right. So horror films can tackle a lot of the same issues that a drama can. You just get a different catharsis out of it as an audience member than you would out of, say, a drama. You can still tackle the exact same issues between a drama and a horror film, but it's going to be a different kind of outcome, right?
Yeah,
so that's why people just need to explore the idea that horror can actually shed light on a lot of issues that people face in a different way, right? And I think that's where we're heading, and that's where Alex was talking about Hereditary. Hereditary is really just a family drama.
Yeah.
Really horrifying things at the core of it, right? But if you take the family drama out, you really don't have a film. So it's, again, I think it's about striking that balance, and that's something we wanted to do with Hellmington. We never wanted to exploit human kind of traumas, but we wanted to use that as the inspiration for the scares and the horror that comes within our film. It's really things that people experience themselves.
Cool. Yeah, I totally agree that the extreme nature of film can explore a lot of things. Who made this Digi60 screening happen? Who reached out to you guys?
Oh, Emily Ramsey, 100%, and she's been incredible. Like, this has felt like our world premiere, and we're so excited about it. And I have to give a big shout out to Kevin Burton, who kind of got me started with Digi60 way back in the day. And he's always been a huge supporter. And Derek Price as well. Like, these are some really awesome people. So every time Emily ever reaches out to us, we try our absolute best to just say yes to whatever it is that she needs.
Yeah, me and Alex being Algonquin College grad, it's nice to come back, and also Alex and I did not know each other at that time at school, and so it's kind of fun to go back to our hometown where we sort of started at least I started my passion for getting into TV and film, and so it's nice to sort of close out the year in Ottawa at Digi60.
And just to echo what Alex and Michele were saying, I'm not from Ottawa. I'm from Toronto. I came up in Toronto with the beginning of my career, so I didn't really have a lot of exposure to the Ottawa scene. And I just have to echo exactly what they're saying, that Emily and everybody at Digi60, it's an incredible festival that really fosters talent, and also at the same time mentors people, I think, into the direction that leads towards their dreams. So no, I can't say enough good things about Digi60, and now what I've seen about the Ottawa film scene in general, I think there's a lot of really cool, talented people working in that region.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, Emily's great, and Derek, I know them. You want to deliver for them because they work so hard, so that's good stuff. So will you guys continue to make movies together? And if yes, what genre would you do next if it isn't horror?
No. This is my last time with these two. When I walk out that door, this relationship's over.
So honestly, it's funny that this is the place that we're going to announce this, but I actually just took a job at a meatpacking plant.
Oh my God!
I'm really good about it, actually. Just kidding. Absolutely, man. That's just one of, hopefully, knock on all the wood in the world. One of many.
Nice.
We're constantly writing different types of content and developing things, and I think, to echo what we said earlier, it's just continuing to make stuff, whether it's a short, whether it's a feature, continuing writing, and sort of keeping those creative juices flowing. So we have a few things in development, and
we're pitching a movie in the coming months that we're really excited about. We made a proof of concept a couple months ago that we're very proud of. It's a zombie action dark comedy, and it's just great to be doing that again and have something on the horizon as we're just trying to further our careers.
Fantastic. Well, good luck with the screening at Digi60. I think you guys have made a good case for yourselves and for the festival.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. You have a good one.
All right. Take care, guys.